What's up, my friends, and welcome to the Board Game Design Lab. Just want to give you a quick update about where the BGDL is headed, which direction the podcast and the YouTube channel are going in as we get into 2024. I was looking at 2023 and bringing back the podcast and diving more into doing, more interviews and more creating more resources and, the book that I've got that's about to come out. And kind of looking back, if I was going to put one word on last year, it would be more, right? Creating more resources, more information, more everything, trying to help more game designers and people interested in crowdfunding and publishing basically just have more stuff, right? Have the ability to dive into and learn as much as possible to bring their games to life, whether it's, getting the game on a table and play testing or running a crowdfunding campaign, Kickstarter, Game Found, or publishing, logistics, all that kind of thing. It was more. And as I'm going into 2024, I'm thinking through, what are my goals? What's my vision for the year as far as the Board Game Design Lab is concerned? And this year, I want to pivot a little bit. I want to do things a little bit differently because I feel like there's enough, right? There's plenty of information out there. If you want information, you can find it, right? You might need to dive a little deeper into the Board Game Design Lab website or just Google search in general, but there's so much information and resources already out there. I want to do something a little bit different going into this year. And so instead of creating more, I want to dive deeper, specifically with individual game designers, individual people that want to take their designing or crowdfunding or publishing to the next level, right? How can I help people on an individual level? And so that's what I'm going to be focusing on and doing some things a little bit differently when it comes to the podcast and the YouTube channel. But as far as helping individual designers, right? Going deeper with a smaller group of people as opposed to just creating more content for the masses. Part of that is a coaching and consulting program, right? So I've been doing coaching and consulting for years. It started off with I had so many people reaching out to me, asking me questions and asking for feedback about their games or their Kickstarter campaign or whatever. And so I started basically just on a case by case basis helping designers work things out, right? Figure out how to get further down the road in their design journey. And now I'm working to basically make that more formalized, right? And so if you're a designer or a publisher or you're wanting to run a campaign to, actually make your game happen and you need a little help, you're not sure. You've got some questions, you've got some things you're trying to figure out, and you don't want to make a small mistake here and a small mistake there that turns into a massive, frustrating issue later, and you think I can help you, then I want you to go to boardgamedesignlab.com/help and just fill out the Google form. I've got a form on that page, and basically it's a way for me to determine, am I a good fit for you? Can I help you with whatever challenges you're trying to overcome, right? Am I going to be the right person to help you with whatever issues that you're facing? And so if you want some help, right, whatever you're dealing with, whether you need some playtesting help, you want to develop a solo mode or solo game, whatever you're wanting to do, I would like to help, but let's figure out if I'm a good fit. So fill out that form, and then I'll respond to that with, hey, I think I can help you. And here would be some terms. Here would be the cost involved. Here's what I think we need to do as far as milestones and how many sessions and different things as far as all that goes. And so, again, I would love to help you. I would love to help anyone interested in going to the next level in their design journey. The next thing that's going to be changing a little bit is the podcast, right? So it's interesting. Last year, I put out that survey where I was asking the Board Game Design Lab community different questions about various things. And one of the questions I had was, who would you like for me to interview for the podcast? And over half of the responses were either people who had already been on the show or people who didn't speak English. Now, I can't do anything about the non-English speaking folks. That's just nothing I can do there. But when it comes to the people I've already interviewed, I could reach out to them and run it back and do another interview or whatever. But I feel like most of the people saying, hey, you need to interview this person or that person, they just didn't realize that was episode 203 or episode 96, right? They just haven't worked their way through the massive backlog of episodes. And so what I'm going to be doing is basically repackaging, repurposing the greatest hits of the podcast, right? So over the last 300 and close to 350 episodes, going through it and figuring out, okay, these are the best of the best, whether it's a really well-known designer or a really, really unique and interesting topic, or maybe the conversation was just excellent, right? I feel like there's just a ton of wisdom involved, even if it was from a little bit lesser known designer, but basically pulling that out of the archives and reposting that so that one, it's easier to find, right? So if you're a new designer just getting into the podcast, well, you're not having to search through 350-ish episodes. You can just find the greatest hits because they're going to be coming out all year, right? Or if you're a designer and maybe you did hear this episode, 5 years ago, well, there's still probably a lot of really good wisdom in there to be learned from these amazing conversations, these amazing designers. So I think it's something that everyone will be able to benefit from. And now I'll still be doing some new episodes. It's not like I'm just completely disappearing as far as interviews. There's still quite a few people I'd like to interview, quite a few topics I'd like to dive into, but I'm going to be kind of putting that on the back burner as far as a priority and really focusing more on how can I help individual designers, and also focusing more on my own publishing company. I just recently launched Solo Game of the Month, a series of games where I'm basically publishing 12 games this year, one every single month, which is crazy. And every time I say it, it makes me feel a little bit crazier, but I'm really excited about it. Been working on it for the better part of 6 or 8 months or something like that. And now it's all kind of finally coming to fruition. Really just excited to see how all that plays out. Also, I think it's going to make some really good content as I kind of figure out all the pitfalls and the ups and downs. And hopefully it's things that I can share with you and the Board Game Design Lab community as I learn it, right? To help y'all get the lesson without the scars, right? To learn from my mistakes and learn what holes to avoid, not to fall into, and things that work and things that don't. Really excited to share with you as I go through this journey myself. And that's the kind of thing I can turn into videos for YouTube. I've got some fun ideas about YouTube videos I want to create. How do you take kind of a big picture idea like playtesting or prototyping and then boil it down to its essence and have some fun with it in a 5 to 10 minute video. So I've got some things I'm cooking up there, excited to share with you. Nothing on a regular schedule or anything like that, but things that I feel like would be a lot of fun to work on. But anyway, that's a quick update about where the Board Game Design Lab is headed in 2024. Hopefully, some of that sounds good to you. And yeah, I'm just really pumped to see where this year goes. Last year was very, very challenging. Lots of craziness going on last year. So I'm excited for the new year and to see what new things and what good things lie ahead for this year. And hopefully, it's the same for you. Hopefully, this year is off to a good start for you. And I pray that this year is excellent for all of us as we try to bring games to life and just bring a little bit of joy to the world, especially in some weird times. And 2024 might be weirdest of all times. We seem to sometimes be in maybe the worst timeline, but as game designers, maybe we can help that to be a little bit better and bring a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness to people's lives through what we put on their tables. And so thank you so much for being part of the Board Game Design Lab community, and I can't wait to see what you bring to life. Good luck with everything you got going on right now.